My, oh my, have we missed you all. Welcome back to episode number 32. I had to double check. 32 of Hobby Talk, a cardboard podcast. Let's do some pleasantries. Ricky, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Murph. I'm good. Isn't today your birthday?
Yes, it is. Actually, Mrs. Murph's excited for me to be recording on my birthday. She thought it was super cool.
Happy birthday, Murph.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And all the birthday wishes that I have gotten or will be getting. Thank you so much. It's very, very nice. But enough about me. Ricky, how are you?
I'm good. I got some great news yesterday,
Yeah, let's
and
just dive right into it.
can't wait for it to be in my hands. Yeah,
What do we got?
About a month ago, I bought one single Paldea Evolved ETB for $35. And in that ETB, in the last pack, I pulled this beautiful guy. I can't see it.
From
The match.
if you take the background off, we'll see it.
Take the background off for a sec.
Let's expose Ricky for not having that beautiful grand piano and that fireplace.
Hey, chill. I'm just moving. I'm just moving rooms real quick.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. This is the hallway.
I pulled this beautiful guy. The Magic
Oh
card.
man.
FIR.
Snap. Okay, so you sent it up to get graded. Did you think it was going to be a 10?
To be completely honest, yes. Just because I know it was my first Pokemon submission, but that card was damn near perfect.
That's crazy.
I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Better centering than I have on some of my 10s that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got the upcharge text yesterday at PSA, and this thing came back a 10.
Where I know I'm kind of spilling the beans a little bit, but were they both upcharged?
No, just this one, luckily. The Mew, oh yeah, I 10 the Bubble Mew too, after finding
Dang.
that in the last Pally of Fates. Is that what it is? Yeah. Pally of Fates.
Yep.
So yeah. I got
we're gonna be going to a show in Woburn at the end of the month, right after Christmas, right before New Year's. Obviously, we're hoping that we have those. Well, you have those cards, not me. What's the plan with them? I know you were kind of hesitant. I feel like when we were kind of chit chatting, like, do I hold them? Do I sell them? Do I trade them for that tag team Latios and Latias? Now that you slept on it a night, kind of where's your mind at?
I won't know what I want to do until I have them in my hands.
That's fair.
But I'm definitely leaning towards selling. Just so hot right now.
Oh my god!
I don't. I'm still new to the Pokemon scene, so I don't know if this is like peak. I don't know if this is gonna keep growing. But yeah, man, this. But at the same time, these are two of my best pulls, like between sports and Pokemon cards.
Isn't that crazy? Because you've only been into Pokemon for not nearly as long as you've been in sports cards.
Like I've been like into Pokemon maybe 2-3 months.
So I want to see something that's gonna make you throw up.
Okay.
So this is the Bubble Mew. I can't see, but this is the Bubble Mew. 3 months ago it was 257. Now it's about 600, budding to 700. Like really from like end of October is kind of where it really took that jump, and it's been stabilizing upper 5s, low 6s. Now it's like mid 6s. And then hold on, I freaking have to do it this way because I forgot to do it the other way. And then this is the Magikarp. Mid 5s. This card obviously came out a lot earlier, but this card was a $15 card on release day. And now it was maybe like $100 card in the 10, and then obviously just 3 months ago, mid 5s, and then highest $12.75, but still a consistent $1,000 card. I mean, this is crazy. What this card is doing. And like we could look
Well,
at other cards from Scarlet and Violet too, well, like Scarlet and Violet generation, but it's ridiculous what these cards are doing.
so what's making the jump? What's making the jump?
I mean, I want to say scarcity, but when I say scarcity, we look at a pop report of 1,539. I mean, is that scarce?
140 now.
Yes and I mean, it could be 1,540. um, I think it's the pull rates is kind of what's really doing it for a lot of people. I mean, what does a 9 look like? I mean, a 9's almost 4,000, and we're really starting to see the 10s being overvalued. I think that's what a huge factor is. It people don't want the 9s, they don't want raws, they want the 10s, and they're willing to pay extra for a 10. But honestly, if your Magikarp or your Bubble Mew came back a 9, I mean, 9s and 10s oftentimes can look alike, especially if it's like a surface flaw that we might not be able to see, or maybe it's a slight centering issue that just looks kind of like 55, 45, whatever. It just gets nicked for it.
Yeah.
But I think scarcity, obviously the artwork plays a huge factor into it. I think the premium value of cards being a 10 is a huge factor into it. But I mean, the fact that it's doing these kind of numbers, I think is shocking. I would like mid fives. I kind of understand being the chase card from a set that came out a year and a half ago now, almost 2 years ago.
Oh, so it's not.
No, wait, hold on. I gotta do the math now. Hold on. Scarlet and Violet base release date. March 31st, 2023. So we'll be coming up on 2 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then obviously, I mean, I think we've probably talked about this one before. Actually, is this the card? No, what is it called? Oh, it's EX. Come on. Search. Piece of crap.
Search.
Piece of crap. Search. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
And then obviously we're seeing, this look like, how do we go from a $433 card to a $522 to a $637 card? Like this steady growth right here is super simple to explain. You got your ups and your downs depending on the day, but just this overnight jump that just caught people off guard and what really blew 151 up. I that's my opinion's unexplained. And then it's maintained with spikes higher and obviously a couple dips lower, but I mean it's maintained that 600 number figure for the most part with a couple fives. I don't think any sevens are in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look at this 85, almost 85%. And this is a 10,000 pop card, Ricky. It's not like it's like a once in a lifetime kind of card. Oh my goodness. And then 9 to 12,000.
It's like the same thing with the Lugia V. Someone just messed it up by selling one for $356, but before that, all the sales were between like $495, $550, $470, $521.
Oh my god. I want the paid edition of this so I can find any card I want. I mean, even the probably the biggest chase card in all of modern Pokemon being the Umbreon, the Moonbreon, is at 14,000. This card should be a dime a dozen, but clearly it's not when you have every sale over the last 3 months in a 10 at least over 1,000, with one even inching to over 2,000, and then we got another one over 2,000. Others just in the high 1,800s and 1,900s. So, like, to say supply and demand, which we would usually say when it comes to sports cards, because they're like numbered or like they're short prints or case hits. Obviously, those don't apply in this situation. But like a card that has 14,146 copies out there of a 10, and then probably a 9 is probably, I would think, more. There's less 9s out there. The 9 is more rare. That is so stupid. Oh, look at that. Oh,
What's that one sale?
8,300.
When was that?
December 10th. 2 days ago.
Oh wow.
That's the only sale, I guess, in like the last 3 months. So yeah, Pokemon is It's crazy. I mean, do you think you can kind of decipher like these jumps around? Like, I guess we could probably poke it to like October, early October being like this massive jump.
Yeah, I mean, so I posted my first Pokemon reel August 28th.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've noticed a decent jump in my cards that I got. Like even the Lugia that I got, when did I post? October 18th. So basically a month and a half ago. That's up like over 33% already for
Um,
what I paid for it, at least.
Not that I do a lot of eBay and online selling, which maybe changes in the future. And I think I've alluded this to you before. With Mrs. Murph being on maternity leave, she finds herself sometimes bored at the house. And obviously now that she's up and at 'em more and, baby Murph is moving a lot more, she has less time. But when she had time, she was bored. So I just brought her home a bunch of Pokemon slabs because it's easy for her to upload that to eBay. And I was like, here, sell me some cards, do something, help me make money. So she was all for it, and she actually sold a bunch of slabs. So it's like, and they were like all like $20 to like $40 slabs. So nothing
Yeah,
crazy, nothing
that's a
too
move.
cheap.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that's moving at high velocity. And I should probably put more on there actually, since the sales kind of dipped over the last week. But like people are buying Pokemon. That's kind of like my overarching point here is they are buying it regardless of the tag, whether it's $1,000 card or a $20 to $30 card. And I don't think we can say that with sports. I mean, we can say it with sports when it comes to the $20 to $30 cards, but like how
Uh-huh.
many people are willing to go out and pay $1,000 for a card that has a 14,000 pop report? I mean, that just makes no sense to me because it's not happening with sports.
Yeah, they see the pop and they run away.
Yeah, because they all want the rare stuff, and like, listen, so don't we all? And my opinion, even though it's a 14,000 in a pop report of a PSA 10, I still think the Moonbreon's a pretty rare card, in my opinion, just because of what it is.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. This is what I've been saying this whole time. Like, Pokemon collectors are collectors, and that's why they're paying these high prices for, I don't want to say not so rare, but cards that you might be able to find a little easier. It's because they want the card. They don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to flip it. They're trying to own the card.
Like at the Mohegan, the EC3 show, I'll have a card for $7, $10, $8. People will buy the card for that number because,
Mm-hmm.
and I've probably said this tons of times before. I know I've said it in the shop. I know I've said it on other videos here on the channel. They're collectors. They know that shipping is going to cost them $5 or they have to spend X amount to get free shipping. They know that there's taxes on the other end. They know that there's a wait time. They know that they can't look at the card in person to see if it meets their collections qualifications, whatever that may be for them. And, oh, it's a little off. Oh, there's a little whitening on the back. They can see all that stuff in person. Oh, it's a perfect card. And they get to walk away with it right then and there. And that is the beauty of Pokemon cards and the beauty of Pokemon collectors is because we're seeing this with sports where there's not as many collectors, though they are kind of filtering back in, and that's a conversation we can get into in a little bit. But with Pokemon, even with the spike and the hype and all the ups and such, Pokemon collectors have always been around. Although there's been a lot of Pokemon flippers, the collectors have always been around
Mm-hmm.
in a huge focal point to the Pokemon aspect of the hobby.
Well, I think what helps is that the worldwide aspect too. Like Pokemon is a
Mm-hmm.
worldwide known thing. Like there's sets in so many different languages, but obviously English is more popular here. But yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
It's it's an interesting dilemma, and actually, you kind of mentioned the whole worldwide thing, and I kind of want to transition into another topping point, and we don't have to spend too much time on it. But for those, a lot of people watching this, they may know Jeff Wilson, sports card investor, market movers, Cards HQ, which I love the idea of it. I think it's a very ambitious idea. Was a 14,000 square foot shop. So he made this video a while back. Was April, right? Just after the first chapter for Lorcana came out. And Lorcana is Disney's trading card game, for those that may not know. Now, what I want to point out is he made a claim that if Disney puts its full weight into this product, into these sets, that it will surpass Pokemon. Now, he got a lot of a lot of crap for it, and deservingly so. Now, just in a vacuum, Ricky, just if I was to ask you what's more popular, Disney or Pokemon, what would you say?
Are we talking trading cards or just worldwide?
Just worldwide IP.
Oh, probably have to say Disney.
So I would agree with you. And that's kind of his premise, which
Yeah.
I will not disagree with. I think in a vacuum, pound for pound, just IPs, Disney is by and far larger than Pokemon. Just you have 100 years of rich history. You got ample theme parks. You got movies, TV shows, characters, toys, all that fun stuff. Whereas Pokemon, over the last 25 years, they just have a trading card game, a couple shows and movies, and of course, toys as well. So, okay, I'm not going to replay it because I don't want him to get too many views. But when it comes to the trading card landscape, if I was to ask you the same question, Ricky, what's more popular, Pokemon or Lorcana? We're both going to say Pokemon. Exactly. So when we just look at it from a trading card angle, Pokemon's the one with the rich history of 20-something, 25, 26, 7 years of rich history, whereas Disney and Lorcana have zero. They just have their name as their foundation backing them. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a decent argument, but it's an argument that I think will always fail because Pokemon is established as a trading card game. Disney and Lorcana is something else, but they're trying to be a trading card game, which it is very popular, but I don't think it will ever be more popular than Pokemon. My humble opinion.
No, I have to agree. Like I said earlier, this is the guy who was pumping MetaZoo, saying this is the next big thing. So he must have some Lorcana boxes to sell. But yeah, no, I don't. How is the game itself? Like, is it easy to play, easy to learn, or do you know?
So I don't know the difficulty of the learning curve. I do know it is extremely popular from a playing perspective, and it's also very collectible too. You know, again, a rich history of 100 plus years and such. One Piece is another example where it is very, very playable, but it is also very, very collectible. I think they're two different things, you know, because the collectible aspect of it comes from a lot of very sexualized anime characters, for lack of better terms, where you're not getting that with Lorcana or even Pokemon. So I think they're
the waifu tags. The waifu tags.
Yes. So it's like apples and oranges, but again, they're both highly playable and very competitive, and very collectible. Whereas I'm just going to run over a couple other TCGs. Magic, very playable, not collectible. Yu-Gi-Oh, very playable, not collectible. Pokemon, very collectible, but not playable. So you would think in a vacuum that Disney, Lorcana, and a One Piece would do better than everything else because they're having both the collectors and the players kind of drive the market. But it's just something about Pokemon, the cute characters, the awesome artwork, the history behind it is just driving the force. I mean, how many people have gone from sports cards to Pokemon and not sports cards to anything else? Like, why? I think that's a huge pivotal point in question to ask is why are they going from sports to Pokemon and not sports to anything else? What is Pokemon doing that these other companies aren't doing?
Well, I went from sports to Pokemon because the cards look cool and they're more fun. And
you don't play, right?
No. Well, I have the Pokemon TCG Player app. Like, I've been playing that. I actually just pulled the Mewtwo EX last night too. But
look at that!
Right? I just had a good Pokemon day yesterday.
And you're just on a fire streak of ripping, aren't you?
Right. No, but honestly, I'm I'm still fairly new to it, so I'm not 100% immersed yet. But I just find Pokemon people less annoying.
Less annoying. Now, what I guess this would be a good pivot point, maybe to one of our other topics is, and we've talked about this before, but just to kind of rehash it, what's annoying about the sports cards? That Pokemon is missing. Pokemon is missing this level of annoyance, this area of annoyance. What is sports cards? What's annoying about sports cards?
Like like I said, I'm not 100% immersed yet, so I don't know if it is like that or not. But everyone just needs to make $1 for sports cards. Like everyone's looking to make money. You know, oh, I see the last one did 100, but the one before that did 60. Can I pay you 40 for it? Like, I don't know. It's just easier people to work with.
Yeah.
And I've mentioned it before. Like people who make videos on Pokemon versus sports, it just looks like they're having so much more fun, not doing it for a job.
I
Um,
mean, the entry level, buy-in is just significantly cheaper. I mean, I've told you this, when you were kind of on the edge, is like, booster box is the equivalent to a hobby box, and for $127, you get 36 packs, 12 to 14 hits guaranteed. Obviously, Surging Sparks kind of extremely skewing that, but that's a once in a probably generation kind of a core set. I don't think we're going to see any core sets for Pokemon do that again in Scarlet and Violet with the they have five core sets left. But with sports cards, like if you want to chase RPAs and stuff, you got to dish out $300, $400, $500, $600 for a hobby box in
right.
hopes. But at least with Pokemon, your hope is $120 booster box, which is a lot more affordable and palpable. You might even be able to double down and get 2 boxes and double your chances. But a lot of people aren't going to spend $1,000 to get 2 $500 hobby boxes, for that matter. So it's the risk reward is just night and day with these two.
Also, I didn't realize until really, really recently that booster boxes had 36 packs. I thought it was like 18. So that was a pleasant surprise when I learned that
Ooh,
my Silver Tempest booster box had 36 packs.
I mean, just the price per pack. Let's just say it's $120, for a new box on like release day. Let's say, pull
Mhm.
up the calculator. 120 divided by 36. That's 3.333 per pack. I mean, that's pretty good pack per price ratio. Again, compared to a lot of your, let's just say Prism football. That's probably
Right.
going to be like a $700 box, I would say.
The
And you're
12
going to come
pack.
with 12 packs. That's $58 a pack. So it's like, what makes more sense? What's cooler? What do you have better chances of? I mean, if you rip 10 booster boxes and 10 Prism hobby boxes, what are the chances you're going to make out better with the 10 booster boxes than the 10 Prism boxes, price aside? Probably the Pokemon boxes, if I'm going to be completely honest,
And they're
especially in a
going to,
day and age where Fanatics athletes exist. Like, you can't, out of those 10 Prism boxes, you can't pull Jaden Daniels RPAs or Caleb Williams or Drake May or Bo Nix RPAs. So now you're left with Penix and JJ McCarthy, who aren't even playing right now.
right, right. Damn, what was I about to say?
Absolutely wild.
I was about to say something, but it slipped my mind. We'll figure it out.
I will transition to a quick topic, and if you figure it out between now and then, feel free to interrupt me.
Okay.
Because I hate that. I absolutely hate that feeling. All right, here is a little fun Facebook post that I saw. I was eating my breakfast, my cinnamon toast bread toasted with cream cheese this morning. Just scrolling on Facebook, I saw this post, and I will read it. Looking for a couple cards for my son and family for Christmas gifts, and would rather buy from you guys than online. Very thoughtful. Now, this isn't to me. This is a Facebook group, so he's not reaching out to me. Been busy and haven't made it to shows lately. I have stuff for trade too, but willing to do cash if it's easier. Have a couple vouchers in the group if needed. Looking for Giannis autos, any manufacturer except Leaf. My son doesn't like the licensing thing.
Oh yeah.
Prefer under $200. This would be his biggest car to date. It's pretty cool. David Ortiz auto, again, not Leaf. Hoping to be under $100 here. Thanks. Now, can we name a manufacturer other than Panini that has a license for basketball cards? Because I can't think of any.
Basketball?
Yes. Now, I asked this question because we're looking for a Giannis auto, right? Any
Right.
manufacturer except Leaf, because the son doesn't like the licensing thing. Okay, so what manufacturers are out there that have the license for a Giannis auto?
There's one.
Panini America, right? Now, what other companies are out there besides Panini America? Well, there's Topps, but good luck getting a Topps rookie Giannis auto for under $200. There's obviously Leaf, but that's got to get crossed off. There's Vintage Onyx, but that's unlicensed. I'm just trying to think of other. I think really anything that would have a Giannis auto is probably it. Just kind of like those three. I mean, then obviously you got the newer stuff, but I don't know if he has auto in Topps Chrome basketball this year. I don't know. But again, it's unlicensed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to show you some sales in a second. Now, just reading this, though, Ricky, just reading this, I figured the sun is just a decoy because the guy doesn't like the unlicensed.
It always is. It always is.
Okay, so let me show you a couple prices here. This is the Giannis. A beautiful Giannis auto out of 5. I know it's so hard to read because it's so small. For $55, Ricky. That's a great Christmas gift, in my opinion.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it doesn't look the best because, there's a big white patch here, but Topps Chrome didn't do any better, and we've beat that horse to death. Okay, perfect. Giannis auto, licensed by Panini, perfect. Patch too, awesome. It's $560. That's over our budget. And then here is a Prism Fast Break Giannis for $203. Looks on card, but it's probably a sticker. Not that the post was looking that it had to be rookie, but however, that is something to keep in mind because everyone loves their rookies without a doubt. So it is possible to find a Giannis card for $200 or less. It is possible. All right, so let's circle back here. David Ortiz auto, again, not Leaf. Hoping to be under $100 here. Okay, so let's look up some David Ortiz autos. Okay, we got a nice little patch auto to 90. We got one for 100, and we got one for 115. Ortiz, no problem. Okay. Now, again, the licensing thing, Ricky, we kind of think that's about the sun. The sun's a decoy. Well, here's a unlicensed auto in this guy's collection that he posted about for sale.
Okay.
Right. And long shot here. Anyone have a lead on this card? There's one up on eBay, but just wondering how much I'll have to dish out for it. Ricky and Bo are my guys. Pretty sick card.
Okay.
Anything to notice with this card, Ricky?
I'm noticing the lack of logos on them.
Yes, and it has a 4-letter swear on it, Leaf. So now this makes me think that this guy doesn't mind the Leaf stuff or the unlicensed stuff. So now it's on to the Sun. Now I'm not gonna bash probably a 7-year-old kid. I'm not gonna do that here, Ricky. But what I will say is, kids now are starting to buy the brand and not the player. Ricky,
Right.
If you're a massive Giannis fan and you're 7 years old, and again, this is a Christmas gift, so you expect it maybe to be a little bit more expensive, but not all parents have $200 just laying around or money laying around for a big expensive gift. What is wrong with this card right here? Again, the licensing thing, I get it for some people, but if you're a 7-year-old kid or whatever, does it really matter that much? It is a green on green color match. It's out of 5. It's his autos suck, but still for $55, $60 after shipping, my opinion, that's a great gift. And we're buying the player, not the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Had to get that off my chest this morning.
Well, that's the thing. If it was actually about the player, I wouldn't care if it was licensed or not. But what
Especially if it's a gift.
Right.
It's free. It's for me. It's a thoughtful gift that you got from me.
Of my favorite player. It's an autograph.
So like after baby Murph was born, a friend of mine gave me this card because he knows I love Nomar. It's a Nomar Garcia Parra triple bat patch auto. Is it numbered to 3 of 25? But it's him on the Dodgers. That's perfectly fine. It was a thoughtful gift to me that I need to give to my son when he's old enough. And it's of my favorite player. I don't care if it's him on the Dodgers, the Cubs, or the Athletics. It doesn't have to be a Red Sox card. I'm buying the player. Like I was given the player, not the brand of the Red Sox or the Dodgers. I think people need to kind of figure out the difference here. What do I like? Do I like the Topps licensing brand with or I guess in this case the Panini brand, or do I like the player? Nomar, Giannis, Ortiz, whoever.
I always forget Nomar was on the Cubs. It always throws me when I see a Garcia Parra Cubs jersey out here. But
I was gonna make a video. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't know if I did. This is when I just had the podcast. I didn't have the shop or anything. And I was going to make a video. Did the Red Sox need to trade Nomar at the deadline to get better? And I looked at Kevin Millar's stats because he would have been the first baseman, which he was, but there would have been no Minkiewicz. What did Nomar's stats look like when he got traded to the Cubs? Did we need Orlando Cabrera? Obviously, Dave Roberts, and I think we traded for Mike Myers, too, at the deadline. Obviously, they helped in other ways, but could we have still won with Nomar? Statistically, yes. But obviously, intangibly, and obviously other variables, no. But carry on.
But yeah, I just hope because the son wants a license card that they're not trying to flip the gift or anything like that.
That's something to consider, too. I didn't even think of that.
You never know.
I didn't even think of that.
You never know with these kids.
Dude, it's crazy. And again, like, if I'm given a gift, no matter the price tag, I'm not going to go put it out for sale. I'm not. I mean, unless I'm told, hey, it is okay to sell this card if you want to, then fine. If I get to that point, but I'm going to keep it for a while at the very least. Like, just it blows it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a pure collector, Ricky. I don't know. and all these other people just want to flip to their dead.
No, but like that's what I mean when I say annoying. Like, why doesn't if you like the player, why does it matter? Like one of my favorite cards is one of the Charizard cards that I have. It's a PSA 10. It was like $40 for a PSA 10. It's just one of the promos, but like it's a sick
but is it licensed? Card. Is it a rookie card?
Do they have unlicensed Pokemon cards? But
I have no idea.
Well, Medicine. That's what Medicine is. But
is it a rookie though? Is it game used on card?
Battle used, yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like I collected it because it's a sick looking card. It was only $40.
Again, I mean, I just closed it out, but a Giannis auto for $55, arguably one of the best, if not the best player in the league, or at least was, and very exciting to watch. A lot of people like him. And again, if it's for your collection, I don't understand what the problem is. And I'm happy you brought up the point of it, buying it to maybe flip it with the licensing thing. Crazy. I mean, I remember I had like an Onyx Giannis auto for like 160, 180. And again, unlicensed, but like even those are fairly expensive. So like when I see a Giannis out of 5 green color match for $55, it's perfect. There's a lot going there for the card.
I feel like that's a steal.
Especially as a collector. Again, if you're trying to, I mean, even if you're maybe trying to flip it, honestly, I mean, that might even be a kind of a sneaky steal if you're trying to flip it even. But as a collector, can't go wrong with $60 after shipping Giannis out of 5 green color match auto.
So actually, that brings up a point that I've been kind of wondering. So every now and then, when let's say Card Collector 2 posts pickup videos on YouTube or whatever. He's like, this was an eBay purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a good sell for what I got it for. Right?
Oh, you cut
So
out there. Say that again. It's a good sell. What?
for what he got it for, like the price he got it for a steal or whatever.
Yeah.
When everyone goes off comps, mainly from eBay, how do you go about selling a car for higher than you bought it for on eBay when everyone's going to see that comp?
Are you talking about him specifically or just in general?
In general. General.
So I think him specifically, it's being purchased for probably his like mystery pack shows because you
Yeah.
can hide it that way. When you're buying it on eBay, just in general, I mean, maybe you're buying a raw card to potentially grade it to obviously get a 10 and the card's worth more. If it's already graded, then maybe you're trying to hold it for a month or so. Maybe a sale or two that's higher pop up, or maybe it's a card for the collection possibly. But I think a lot of people, not just him, but a lot of people will go out. I mean, I've seen it at shows, but they'll go on eBay, buy these cool, nice cards, and throw them in repacks. They'll pay close to comps, if not comps, just to throw them in repacks. They can charge whatever they want in the repacks. People will blindly still buy them to an oblivion, and we'll never know what that last comp was because it doesn't matter because you're paying $100 for that bag or that spot in this repack show when the card last sold for 20, $30. But you're chasing the $200 or $300 card.
Right.
And that's how these repackers are able to just keep flipping and tumbling and flipping and going. So that's my guess on what he does with that.
I've seen that market kind of slow down. The repack market.
It's fun in a way, but it's honestly at the end of the day so stupid. It really is.
It's gambling. It's all gambling.
It's just another form of gambling. I mean, 6 months ago, we could probably say, oh, braking's kind of slowed down. Okay, braking's kind of slowing down, but what? It's not a form of braking, but I don't want to say also, it's also not replacing it, but it's another angle of gambling for sports cards, and that's repacks. And then repacks are going to die down, and something else is going to come up. And it's going to be rinse and repeat until hopefully they kind of just squashed out. Hopefully.
Yeah. Topps is very much doing their part in trying to breaking, because if anyone hits like out of 200,000 Jackson Holiday or whatever, they're gonna post it. If a breaker hits it,
200,000. That's really like the serial number or like the odds.
No. That was an exaggeration, but
no. I mean, they would go crazy. Oh my god, look at this Jackson Holiday. It's numbered to 2025 because it's Top Series 1. It's like holy crap.
But
I'll never forget backyard breaks. Maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know. I was still at the Johnson shop. I remember, and I was just bored one day. I just tuned it on. I was like, let's see what they're doing. I think it was Prism. Maybe it just come out that year. Pulls a Derek Carr out of 149. And the dude was going, this Derek Carr card out of 149. Let's go. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up, please.
That's why they're better than me, because I cannot fake that.
I mean, that's why I don't do breaks, because I can't fake it either, and I don't want to fake it for people. Like, sure, a Derek Carr out of 149 might be a nice card for a Fresno State, a Raiders, even a Saints fan. Sure. It's still a $4 card, $3 card at the end of the day. And you're paying however much for the spot.
Congrats, you paid $100 for the spot and got a $4 card. Let's go!
That's a
huge pull.
PSA 10 bound. It's silly. What do we want to pivot to next? We've already talked about a bunch of stuff already.
Well, I brought up Jackson Holiday. I kind of want to talk about the patches. That's been
let's rock. Hit us.
So I've seen Ellie's patch, 101 patch debut pulled.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Jackson Chorio's. And I've seen Jackson Holidays. So there's some rumors going around about the Jackson Holiday patch that it was pulled kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Unethically.
Ooh.
Unethically. Because it was pulled from an LCS. But
What's wrong with
from
that?
everything. No, but the box that it was pulled from, I guess, the owner of the shop had people like ripping the packs in the shop. So like obviously, okay, if you get something pulled, I see it. I get it. But when he saw that nothing good was being pulled from the box, he kept the last few packs for himself and then ripped them himself. And that's how we found the Jackson Holiday.
What are the chances that happens though? Because you probably don't see the auto after 20 packs, so you rip the last 4 or whatever, hoping just for the auto. Obviously, you already made your money on the box, and it just happens to be a 1-of-1 patch debut, probably $100,000 card. So but it easily could have went, and been crap too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's his box. He can do whatever he wants with it, but I've seen people saying that that's not the right thing to do and all that stuff.
Was the customer there when he did it, or did he do it like behind closed doors?
No, like the owner of the shop owns the card now. Like he took the packs from the box.
I get that. So okay. So how I interpreted it is this customer was opening the box, probably bought X amount of packs, nothing in the box from the packs that they bought, and then the owner decided to open the other packs because like, oh well, I made my money, so let me just try to get the hits out of this box because they haven't been pulled yet. So then that's what he did. That's kind of my interpretation of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm assuming it's just like one of those boxes that will be on the shelf like $40 a pack, whatever. One of those open boxes.
You think the Paul Skeens will get pulled?
I don't know.
So to give it a little flavor, Magic the Gathering did this with the One Ring card from Lord of the Rings probably a year ago at this point. And I was on the fence saying, like, if they were smart, they wouldn't even put that box out to the public. They would leave it locked in a safe forever, for at least like a couple years to drive the sales of that box, because that box was like a $400 collector's box. So Magic has booster boxes and collector boosters. Your collector boosters are more, but they're juiced compared to your regular boosters. And you can only pull them out of the booster or the collector's booster. So the prices of those boxes were obviously through the roof. And after I think a month or two, the card was eventually pulled, and then like it got graded, and Post Malone bought it. Like what I was saying is like, why would they take the card and put it out to the public? Keep it sealed in a safe to jack up the prices of all these boxes, and everybody makes money. So thinking Tobbs, who's not a saint or an angel, would be potentially doing something similar to these boxes.
Well, so here's the
drives
thing.
the sales.
The Tom Brady 12 out of 50 Bowman card, has that been pulled yet? The autograph?
I thought it did.
Has it?
I don't know. I'll give it a quick search.
That and the Anthony Volpe 101 debut patch. That had a massive hunt going for it. Has that been pulled yet?
Oh, maybe the Brady hasn't been pulled. I thought it had been pulled.
Yeah, if it has, I haven't seen anything on it.
101 has been pulled.
Yeah, but not the
12.
Out of, yeah, the 12 out of 50 had the inscription like baseball doesn't work out. I always have football or something like that. And that was the one with
literally that's what it says. If baseball doesn't work out, there's always football.
Yeah,
literally word for word what it says.
That was the one with the huge bounty on it. I don't think that's been found yet.
Do you remember the David Adams put out the bounty for Drew Jones? It was like, what was it? A $250,000 if you
$250,000 for and then $1 million if he becomes a Hall of Famer.
That was the dumbest decision. Like, if you pull that card, you cash out right now. because
Yeah, in
it's
hindsight, yeah, but
oh no, even in the moment. In the moment, I was all for cashing out because this is it. He's going to be in the minors for a couple years, let's say 2-3 years. Then he's going to have a 15-year career. So now we're close to 20. And then he's going to have to wait 5 years to get on the ballot. So we're looking at close to 20 to 25 years before you even see the million. And
right,
obviously, with the way society's going, that million today is not going to be the same million tomorrow. Plus, there's too many variables and chances where, $250,000 is still pretty good life changing money as it is. Might as well cash out now, and who cares what the kid does?
right.
Especially with, obviously hindsight's 2020, but like, why not take the $250,000? What if the kid sucks? The majority of prospects don't pan out. What makes this kid so special?
I would have taken the $250,000.
Hell
But
yeah.
all these gamblers and degenerates and all that stuff.
Absolutely. So, okay, let me ask you, speaking of these one of ones, hypothetically, if you were to pull the Paul Skeens card, what would you do with it? Would you take it to Pittsburgh and get the seats and all the goodies and meet Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn? Or would you go to Golden and sell it with him to get the money? Would you keep it? Would you not let people know? What are you doing?
As much as I'd love to hang out with Livy Dunn, I would probably give it to Golden. Or throw it on eBay starting at a penny and let it ride.
Let it ride. Oh, man. Yeah, but I feel like people would think that it's fake, though.
I'm giving it to Golden, 100%.
Yeah, I would want to field offers from like other auction houses and maybe some private sales. But the safe bet is to just, here you go, Ken. Just,
Like what?
But I want the treatment though. I want to go down there. I want to meet people. I want, the whole experience that you see on the TV show.
What am I gonna get? What am I gonna do with 30 years of season tickets for the Pirates?
Right behind home plate. You could be the guy on camera after there's a strikeout. Ah, ah. That would
As
be
fun as that might be, that might also entail me living in Pittsburgh for me to do that, and not worth it.
Yeah, that's a tough thing. If you don't live in Pittsburgh, who cares about Pirates tickets?
Right. Like Pirates. I know you got money because you don't spend it. This is what I want.
You see the A's? What they go after? Crap, they just went after somebody. Like, oh, we want to try to spend $100 million in salary this year. Was it Luis Severino, or they were in rumors to sign? I don't know if they actually did sign.
They signed him to the largest contract in franchise history. It was $67 million.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic?
That's
But yeah,
insane.
no, they were saying like, oh, we want to be around $100 million. The floor should be $100 million in baseball. It really should be, or at least like 75.
Well, I think we've talked about this before, but owners have found out that there's a lot of profit in losing now with the TV deals and all the ad deals and all that stuff. So if they don't want to, they don't have to put out a good team. Or they could just put out a bunch of prospects on minor league contracts and hope for the best.
I mean, that's kind of what the Rays have been doing. I mean, when a player gets good, they just ship them out and they just get the prospects and rinse and repeat. I mean, when was the last time the Rays, other than Wander Franco, which I think was a good signing at the time. Let's be realistic. That was a good signing. When have they ever dished out that kind of money? I mean, Carl Crawford was up, gone. Price, gone. Ben Joyce, gone. Austin Meadows, gone. Blake Snell, gone. Glasnow, gone. Rosarena, gone. Jose Siri, gone. All of them. But they just picked the wrong. Oh, Willie Thomas, gone. They just picked the wrong one. It's Wander Franco. You got to pick anybody else. Pick anybody.
Like, all right, let's try it. It's time for new time in Rays. We're going to start giving out big contracts to our homegrown players. And then that happens.
And then like a year later, like he MIA. Speaking of homegrown players, I see you want to talk about the Red Sox trade. I definitely wouldn't mind dabbling with it as well, but I want to hear your opinions first.
All right, so they traded Kyle Teal, Braden Montgomery, Chase Meadrith. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Meredith, something like that. I know who you're talking about. And then a pitcher.
And then some pitcher. I'm already seeing people dump Kyle T. Unfortunately, I didn't have
I
any
know.
of
I
them.
got nice cards of him in the case.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. Because I mean, like naturally, the White Sox aren't the best at developing their players, and one's to assume that they're gonna come up to the big leagues prematurely. So they might not, pan out the same they might have on the Red Sox. So yeah, I'm already seeing Kyle Teal's prices go down a little bit.
Dump.
Braden Montgomery, I don't know. He just got drafted last year, so he probably has first moment. So I don't know how he's doing, but yeah, it's
He
kind of
because
tough.
I looked into it too. He had a broken ankle this past year,
Oh, really?
so his value is probably down on the trade market because we really haven't seen anything since his college days.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind the trade. I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't like giving up Teal. I'd
Yeah,
rather have given up Marcelo Meyer personally. I don't think
really,
he's the guy. I don't think he's the guy. I don't.
really, wow.
So you're tied to Trevor Story for another 3-4 years. He's going to be your shortstop or second base. He's going to be one of them. You have Von Grisham, who hopefully you get a year of good health and see what he can do there. And then you also have Sedane playing shortstop and second base every once in a while as well. I would rather have had Teal because then he could have been your franchise catcher. They're
Yeah,
all left-handed bats, so it's not like it's like, oh, one's a lefty, one's a righty. That's why. But I just Meyer hasn't, and I know he's been a little injured, but he hasn't impressed me enough to the point where it's like, all right, we have to keep this guy. Now, could he be the franchise shortstop moving forward? Sure. And I forget the guy's name, but the year after they drafted Meyer, they also drafted another shortstop. So it's like you have a pipeline of middle infielders. Why not utilize them? Now, maybe the White Sox needed Kyle Teal in a trade. Fine. And I know you're going to do anything you can to bring in a guy like Crochet. And I'm glad that they did. I'm glad they made a move, regardless if it, smacks them back in the face, 6 months from now as a bad move, which Red Sox fans will make sure, oh, bringing in this guy was the worst trade. Oh, my God, they should never have done it. Look at Kyle Teal. He's hitting 280 with 30 home runs. I'm happy they made the move. That's what I want to see from them because they have to make these moves because they can't bring in free agents. Nobody wants to play here. So you got to force the guy to play here by trading for him.
right. Um, yeah, I don't know. Something tells me they're not done yet because Crochet only has 2 years of control left, including next season. So if they're trading prospects like that for him, then I don't
Some
think they're
good
done
prospects
yet.
too.
Yeah, but I mean, they have 3 prospects in the top 10, and they kept all 3 of them. So you can't really be mad at that. I think Connor Wong, he played pretty well last season, enough to give him more of a chance.
The
So I think
last piece of the Mookie Betts trade. He needs to work out. He needs to be a Hall of Fame catcher.
that'll never be worth it. It's so stupid.
I mean, I'm glad that the Red Sox lost out on Juan Soto because, first of all, they were never going to sniff 7, 6, or 500 million. They were never going to be there. Now you can use that money to sign Crochet to an extension, to maybe bring in a guy like Anthony Santander, or to go out and bring in a guy like Alex Bregman, which they're kind of rumored to do. I do think there's another move coming, but like Juan Soto would have been so impactful, sure. But like now you have an abundance of outfielders, you have an abundance of left-handed bats. You're tied up for however much money per year with that contract, which it would be paid for. Don't get me wrong with sales and jerseys, but you're now if you brought in Juan Soto and still traded for Garrett Crochet, now we're talking. But I
Right.
don't know if both of those kind of moves would have been done.
Well, so here's the thing. Nolan Arenado has agreed with the Cardinals to seek out trades with his
Let's
agent.
go.
And has a no trade clause. So there's 6 teams that he said he would waive his no trade clause for. One of them is the Red Sox.
Let's go.
One of them Sox. The rest are Dodgers, Padres, Phillies, Mets, and Angels. Angels of all places.
Ah, that's
But
where third basemen go to die.
right. So something tells me they're in the sweepstakes. But in order for them to be in on Nolan Arenado, they would have to make another corresponding move or two because third base we have Devers, DH we have 20 of them.
Everybody's a DH.
Um, yeah, I've seen that people want to trade Matsutaka.
Gone. I wanted to trade him last year.
Yeah,
Bye.
that would make sense.
Useless.
He occupies the DH usually, right?
Yeah, because he can't play the outfield apparently.
Right. So,
and Arenado would cost significantly less because he's older, and obviously the contract.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, he's older, but you're still going to get an extremely great defensive third baseman, even though he's like, what, 32, 33 at this point. Right-handed bat. Sign me up.
He's still a Gold Glove third baseman.
I am a little upset that Gold Glove streak did end these last 2 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still an exceptional third baseman. You plug him in. He's your fourth or fifth hitter in the lineup. And then
he's back with Story.
Yeah, now we're just building the 2019 Rockies, pretty much. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, just in hindsight, well, not in hindsight, but you can go Duran leading off, Story 2, Devers 3, Arenado 4. I'm trying to think who would even be fifth.
Casas.
Oh, Casas, thank you. And now you got your left-right matchup that you love, and you can interchange the lefties and the righties however you want, but I think Duran leading off is probably a must.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of, if you want Arenado to be second and Story, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. But like now we're talking. Plus you got Crochet at the top of the lineup. Bale hopefully will have a bounce back year. Houck looked promising. Crawford showed a lot of promise, though he flamed out. You expect who?
Giolito.
Giolito's gonna, he's gonna come back. You signed Chapman, so at least the effort was there for the bullpen. So I think you'll have paid for him, and I don't know if he was the right guy, but I'll take it.
He's still pumping 100 plus.
I'm all for it. I am all for it. I just want to see the Red Sox continuing to make efforts. Regardless if Chapman ends up being a failure because he's like 36 years old and he can't throw it anymore, or regardless if Crochet's elbow blows out again, you are trying, and that's what I want the Red Sox to do, and that's what I've been harping for them to do. Make a move. Attempt something. Show me you care. And I think if you can bring in a guy like Crochet, maybe, again, another guy like Santander who's still on the market, or Bregman if you don't get Arenado, or you do trade for Arenado. Now we're cooking. Now we are talking. And now we can actually get excited for something.
Right. Yeah.
Which is teams lacking. Like,
hopefully
Crochet's good. What's up?
Hopefully when they come to face the Cubs in July, I'll be seeing a pretty decent team.
Fingers crossed. I mean, I agree with you. I think there's still another move to be had, whether that's another trade or a signing. Ideally, I'd like to see one more, a signing and a trade, so one of both. And then you can kind of just make other moves to kind of, fill out depth, patch up the team, because I think at its core, Devers, Story if he's healthy, Duran, I think you got a good core there. Now at Crochet, you got a really good young pitching core for that matter. That's not even including the prospects that are, at least the positional prospects coming up in the pipeline.
Roma, but Anthony Campbell, was Marcelo.
So there's a lot there.
Yeah, they got to see who's available on the trade market, because if you could trade Marcelo for a pretty decent return, then I think they should too. Because Christian Campbell, he's a middle infielder.
And that's why I was surprised Teal kind of went, because I know a lot of people love Roman Anthony, but your outfield is crowded. People like Marcelo Meyer, but your infield is crowded. Catching, not really crowded. I know they have another prospect catcher. I forget his name, but I don't know. That was a little shock to me that they traded him.
Yeah, it was to me too, but I think it was a necessary move. And I think at the end of the day, when we don't see them pan out like Michael Kopech and Yoan Moncada, then I think Red Sox fans will be all right.
And that's the thing why I don't mind trading prospects is because Kopech and Moncada were top tier prospects and they just didn't work out. Hanley Ramirez was a top tier prospect, and for the hype, I don't think he panned out, but he had a great career, with the Marlins and then the Dodgers and obviously coming back. And you're getting a proven commodity who is young, who's not far from removed from being a prospect himself, but it just, do you want to take the gamble with a catcher who, his knees could blow out, an outfielder or a shortstop whose arm could blow out, or a pitcher whose arm could blow out for that matter? I mean, again, I'm happy that they're making moves. All right, Ricky, the first topic that we have on here, we haven't even touched. Overprinting. I know we kind of talked about it a little bit. And you even said, let's save it for this episode. What about overprinting? I know I kind of alluded to a lot of it, but I want to kind of get your take on it since you are now immersed in Pokemon.
Well, this is more so going to be about, well, not more so, but I wanted to just talk about the sports market for a second.
Okay. Hit me.
So I saw a debate on Facebook saying that if the kid on the Hornets was the name Brandon Miller,
yes,
if he plays well, then his cards will be worth more than Wemby's.
Hot take.
So that is a hot take, but at the same time, if they eventually end up being worth more than Wemby's, is it because of the play, or is it because of so many Victor Wembanyama RPAs and slabs and stuff being out there?
I think right now, I think Brandon Miller has all the tools in the tool bag. Mm-hmm. He's got the hammer, he's got the screwdriver, he's got the screws and the nails, and he's got the flashlight to go with it. Wemby, though he has a bunch of tools, I look at Brandon Miller. He can shoot, he can score, he can drive. He's got the size to rebound. He's got the athleticism to defend. And sure, Wemby has all those as well. But I mean, the skinniness, the lack of muscle. I mean, you really want a guy 7'4" bringing up the ball and not playing down low and grabbing boards. I mean, yeah, Wemby's a freak of nature, sure, but an untraditional freak of nature that looks great now and looks exciting now. But I think the hype Wemby was such through the roof. And again, we've talked about this before. We beat this horse to death as well. I mean, with a bunch of other topics, is he is playing so well and he is living up to this height of expectations that we've bestowed upon him. What will he have to do for his market to take the next step? Maybe win an MVP, sure. Maybe win a championship, sure. But we've seen that now past couple years with Mahomes going from 2 to 3, did nothing for his market. Tatum really didn't do anything for his market when he won this past year. And obviously, we just saw the Dodgers win the World Series this year. Did really nothing for any of those guys' market either. So with Wemby's value already so high, let's say his average auto is, I don't know, let's just say $5,000. Okay, let's say he does win an MVP. Who's going to pay $8,000 for it? Thinking, oh, I could sit on this, let it marinate, and I'll flip it for more. At $8,000, that's a very risky price tag to kind of play that kind of game. Whereas Brandon Miller, you can get a lot of his stuff for obviously significantly cheaper, though his market is strong for what it is. And if he does make an all-star, he does carry the Hornets maybe to the second round and dropping 35 a night. We're going to see his $100 cards become $200 and $250 cards, which is more palpable for us to buy, for us to sell, for us to trade, for us to do pretty much anything with. But Wemby at his price point is a lot more challenging, especially if you're an average collector. But Brandon Miller's price point is much more suitable for average collectors, and I think that's what will help.
Yeah, so like even after really a whole set dedicated to him, Topps just posted the other day that they're releasing another set.
Are they really?
Midnight,
What's it called?
Topps Midnight Basketball that has Victor Wembanyama PAs in it. It's not just Victor Wembanyama that's NBA, so I'm assuming there'll be Brandon Miller ones too. But like, come on, how many more? We're halfway through his sophomore season.
And it's still 23-24. That's crazy.
How many more Victor Wembanyama rookies are we going to get?
I'm pulling up a picture of it now. Yep, right there. Patch, rookie patch auto. I like the design of it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but unlicensed.
The kid doesn't want it. Nope. 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 Cross it off. Nope. 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 Big X. Nope. Nope. I mean, yeah, just move on. I mean, I feel like they're playing catch up a little bit with the 23-24 stuff because they haven't been able to put it out. But if you're able to put it out now, why didn't you put it out back then?
Right.
What? I haven't heard anything legal or such that has affected Topps' ability to put out an unlicensed product probably within a year, honestly. So why couldn't they have come out with this Midnight set or this Mercury set months ago beforehand? I kind of want to spin this and tell you this. Could this because this is a 23-24 product because the 24-25 class sucks? So if they put out a 24-25 product, no Wemby autos, or no Wemby rookie, sorry, but also the draft class just sucks. So why buy this product and chase who? Nobody.
Well, so here's the thing. At this pace, by the time they start, selling 24-25 products, they're probably going to have the license.
I mean, should you really be waiting for that? Why not pump out the 24-25 products now? So come 25-26, you'll have Cooper Flag rookies. That's the guy who they should be planning for next.
Right, but selling a Victor Wembanyama RPA is easier than selling a Zach Edey or Stephen Castle or whoever the hell was the first draft pick, a French guy from the Hawks. But
do you think they're still putting 23-24 stuff out? Obviously for the reasons we discussed, but because we're still in the 2024 year. So they're kind of thinking, well, 23-24, we're still in 24, so might as well. It's all the same to us. And then as we roll into the 2025 calendar year in January, will they then give us 24-25 products? Because now just kind of thinking about it, it makes sense, though I disagree with it, but that's kind of the only logical explanation outside of anything. Wemby this, Wemby that.
But here's the thing. They just announced Midnight. Is it coming up before 2025?
Oh, actually, let me look. 23-24 Topps Midnight release. We have a release. Actually, did he even give me a release date on this website? The release date as of now, which is subject to change, Ricky, is, take a guess.
February.
January 9th, 2025.
See?
So, like, if that was a release in December, fine. 23-24, December 2024. Again, that kind of makes sense. But now you're giving us a 23-24 product in the year of 2025. Now it seems like that they're forcing Wemby rookies and rookie autos down our throat. If not, they haven't been already, which a lot of people would say that they have.
And I guarantee you that's not the last set with Wemby rookies.
I don't know. I mean, I understand they want to take advantage of the market of Wemby rookies. I totally get it. But how far removed are we going to get from his rookie season, which ended in April last year? And are we just going to skip this 24, 25 product? And then when the license come out, people are going to want Cooper Flag rookie autos. But how long are we going to have to wait for that to come out? It's questionable, obviously. But I mean, was the Topps Mercury set not good enough? Like, are they trying to put more out into the market so everyone has a chance to get them? Or are they trying to put more out into the market just so they can sell boxes? Are they trying to be greedy corporate heads, or are they trying to be collector and hobby focused, which Michael Rubin has said that he's trying to do? He wants to
They're,
be collector and hobby focused, but he's
they
also a
want to
businessman.
disguise. They want to disguise it as that. They're milking their cash cow until he's all.
They probably could keep giving us Wemby rookie sets until next draft class comes out. And those rookie cards should be coming out probably like August, probably like September. Skip 24, 25. I don't think anyone's going to say a thing, because 3 years from now, when you see 23, 24 Topps Midnight, you're not going to think, oh, wait a second. That released in January 25. Huh. Not a real rookie. No, it just says the rookie year on the back, and it's a Wemby auto. That's all people are going to care about a couple years from now. They're not going to remember the release date.
Right.
Gosh. Let's see. We got about 5 or so minutes. What do we want to talk about the flipping card show at the end of the month? I think that's our.
No, I'm just excited for it. I haven't gotten to that in a while. I'm gonna be in Boston from 23rd to 30th, so for Christmas, and that was always one of my favorite local shows. So last time I went to it, I was only sports, but they did have some Pokemon there. So I'm excited to start checking that part out now. That's what I'm excited for with these shows.
Are you not going to look at any sports cards anymore?
No, I will.
Are you going to like, oh, wow, this Adley Rutschman or this Gunnar Henderson's a good buy, cheap price. Maybe I'll buy it, in hopes to do something else with it? Or are you just going to be like looking for PC cards?
Probably a mix of both. No, I mean, I'll probably treat sports now how I did Pokemon before. Just, if it's in front of me, I'll look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably going to be more entertained, invested, whatever, by the Pokemon there.
What are the chances, if you have those 2 cards back from PSA, what are the chances you walk out of the show with them still? Are you going, obviously you want the right deal to come around, but are you going to be pushing for this deal? Are you going to be actively looking for it? I know you kind of said like, oh, maybe I'll just kind of wait and see if it kind of goes up a little bit. Trade, obviously, kind of mentioned you might trade for a card that you actually want instead. Where is the thought process at?
I'll probably shop it around to the Pokemon dealers, see what kind of offers I get for it. I don't know if I should trade it for that Latios Latias tag team card right now. But yeah, I mean, I have almost nothing into these cards, and together they're pretty valuable. So should I get the big PD card that I want for almost nothing? Yeah, that's...
No, that didn't work. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous card.
Such a beautiful card.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting decision. I mean, I don't blame you for... Oh, does it have to be English or Japanese? I'm assuming English. Okay. There's no wrong answer, because you can look at it both ways. One, you keep 2 extremely liquid and extremely popular SARs in Pokemon. 2, you sell them. I guess there's maybe 3. Sell them, get money, go do whatever you want, pay bills, buy more cards, buy Christmas gifts, buy more cards, whatever. 3, trade up into maybe a Moonbreon, trade into the Latios cards that maybe you actually want, or maybe get Garatina or whatever, some other stuff. You got moves. It's just a matter of what presents itself and what you're willing to actually do at the end of the day.
Yeah, so it's a good problem to have, but like I said,
Extremely.
I don't want to plan anything until they're physically in my hands.
That's the problem. We need them. We need them back. The show's in what? 2 weeks? No, 2 weeks would be the 26th. So just a little over 2 weeks.
I leave for Boston the 23rd.
So we need them before Christmas.
The order's already completed. They just have to ship it out, and it really only takes a few days. So I should have it by this time next week.
We're gonna need some kind of social media content about it.
Oh, we will.
Revealing it. Have to.
Listen, I plan on revealing them on Instagram once I get them. So if you're watching this video, that means you know about it already.
Already been spoiled.
Whoever's watching this found out first.
Hell yeah. All right, Ricky. We got a couple minutes left. Let's get to some closing takes. Obviously, you're more now into Pokemon than Pokemon cards and sports cards. Does the outgoing take here change with the off season? Do we go from buying James Woods to maybe, buy Lugia? Make sure you're buying Lugia.
No, we're still buying James Woods because the Nationals are winning the World Series in the next 3 years.
Mark it on your calendars.
Since they're about to get Ethan Holiday now too, but no, I mean, go explore, like see if you like anything else. Because I bought my first Pokemon card because it was cool, because it looked cool. And now I'm just having probably more fun than I ever did with sports cards. So you never know unless you try it. Never know.
That's a good one. That is a good one. No, I agree. I mean, I was very hesitant and adamant of not selling Pokemon cards at Murph's Card Town. Enough people kept asking. I was tired of saying no. Got a few boxes. Arguably bestseller, if not the second bestseller here at the shop. So no, I couldn't agree more with you. My outgoing take is be very cautious with the Pokemon market. And we didn't really get into this, and we could talk about this next episode. But not Twilight. Stella Crown came out. Popular set. Chase cards are doing well. And then Surging Sparks was on the horizon. So people were selling off their Stella Crown to fund Surging Sparks. Now Surging Sparks is stupid money, $200 for a booster. Prismatic Evolution is on the horizon. Japanese version is already released, and I think we're starting to see a dip in Surging Sparks stuff. When Prismatic Evolution comes out, those boxes are going to be through the roof, and Surging Sparks will dip. Then the Blooming Waters, the 151 reprint is going to come out, and then Prismatic Evolution is going to dip down because people are going to be selling their stuff to fund their purchases of the next set, especially a set that is going to be very desirable and very people are going to want the stuff because Prismatic Evolutions, EV cards, beautiful artwork, Blooming Waters 151, and then you got Team Rocket in the spring, which is obviously a Team Rocket themed set. So there's a lot coming out for Pokemon, and people are going to be selling what they currently have to fund the next set. So if you're looking to buy anything, Surging Sparks or whatever, come then Prismatic Evolution, patience. Now, of course, select cards will rise in price, and that's obviously a debate and something we could talk about with market trends and when to buy and when to sell. But promise you, Surging Sparks boosters will come down from $200. The Pikachu will come down from $500. Just give it time. I promise. That was my outgoing take.
That's good advice for me too, because I'm still learning.
I mean, we're seeing the Magikarp, go up through the nose, but we're a year later since its release date. So I think it's a little bit of a different than say the Pikachu. I think short term the Pikachu will drop. Now long term, a year or two from the release, different story. So let's not hold me to that. Let's just talk short term, couple months from now. But Ricky, appreciate it as always. It's been a pleasure. It's been a blast.
All right, man.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the channel membership program. Check out Ricky's Instagram and YouTube channel, where hopefully we get those 2 Pokemon cards back in time So we can check out those awesome videos there. But Ricky, as always, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Man, peace.